Hey guys, this is Unexceptional Rounder. Welcome to Squeeze Play, the poker show. I'm here with my co-host Shark Slayer, and we started a little late today. I apologize. Had some audio-visual technical issues, but I think that should be squared away. Please let me know if you can't hear Shark Slayer when he introduces himself right now.
Hello, this is Shark Slayer coming at you. Welcome everybody to, I think this is the fourth episode of Squeeze Play, if I'm correct.
Yep, yeah,
Uh,
episode 4.
it's exciting times. We got a really great show coming up for you. We got celebrity guests here. It's gonna be a great time.
Dude, I don't think we actually have a celebrity guest, so don't get
Come
too
on,
excited.
man.
So let's see. Let's see if we can just make sure the audio is working here.
We replaced Joe's smartphone with a
That's gonna
Samsung.
be loud. And here we go. We'll raise this up.
More people will watch it. I think we have celebrity guests. The girls never came. The girls never came.
Oops. Sorry. That's.
Anyway, you should share your screen on your Skype there.
Yeah. Let's see if the audio and everything is working, and then we'll we'll worry about that. I don't want my computer to blow up quite yet. So let me refresh.
So, how have you been doing on the? Let's kind of recap about how you've been doing this week on the Zero to Hero challenge and all the new upcoming stuff you got on YouTube and on your website.
Yeah, so yeah, busy week. I only got 2 videos out this week, which I apologize about. I wanted another one, but it ended up for some reason taking like 11 hours to render, and then it still wasn't done. So I canceled it. I was supposed to put it out for Friday for this morning, but it just I don't know, it wouldn't render for whatever reason. Now. Working on a 6-max series. That should be good. A bunch of people have been asking me about, 6-max starting hand charts and all sorts of stuff. So I figured I'd just do a whole series on 6-max specific stuff. And so we can see how that goes. Also, the Zero to Hero challenge, same thing. I didn't get as much playing time in this week as I wanted. But, overall it's going fine. I'm up about like $15 plus, rake back. So... that plus the rake back should be going all right. And let me just bet these hands here. Yeah, so I'm doing fine. My win rate's good. My win rate's like 7 big bets per 100 hands. So that's about actually that's exactly kind of what I was shooting for at this level. So that's going well. I haven't been playing the best. I think I could probably be winning a little bit more. But, that's okay. Part of it's learning the level and learning sort of some of the tendencies of the players. So we'll see how it goes. I like this guy's avatar.
Which one's that?
Sick river monster.
I like his name.
Oh, wow. That's a good flop. All right. So here we're under the gun. Raise it up to 4 times the big blind. Oh, we get called here with the 2 pair on the flop, so we'll just keep betting big. And Shark, can you go ahead and test the audio? Have you been able to do that yet?
Yeah, I'll get her on it. So we can see how that goes.
Ooh, he turned a set on me. That's unfortunate. So my 2 pair got beat by a set of 3s that he hit on the turn. Oh, so I played some live poker last night. I played a tournament live, and wow, some of the players there were interesting. It's pretty entertaining. Actually, the most entertaining thing that I see in live poker is when people get upset about other players playing poorly. And I know, Shark, I know you've seen this before when we've played, that like somebody makes a bad play, but it works, and the other person gets really upset about it.
It's hard to test the audio because I haven't spoken in like a
Yeah,
long
why don't
time,
you go ahead and
so-
talk so you can test the audio?
Yeah, it's probably a good thing. You're good though. I can hear you fine.
Well, all right. So that's like half the battle. All right, well, while we're doing that, let me go ahead and I'll throw something up on Facebook here. I think Twitch
Yep.
Auto.
Audio is good.
It
Audio
is?
check is good. Yep.
Sweet. All right. Now I know
You
what the
sound
setup
surprised.
is. I know what the setup is that works. And cool.
It seems like every time we do this show, there's like another hurdle that we're kind of jumping over. Like it just seems like next time the roof's gonna blow off and we're gonna have to cover all the equipment with with a visqueen to keep the water from on it, or it's just craziness. It's show business.
Yeah, I mean, that probably could happen. Wouldn't surprise me that much. All right, so let's go ahead and all right, let's go ahead and make an announcement here. All right.
So, have you got any good submissions about the Leak Finder videos, or
Oh yeah, I've got one right now that Daz Poker submitted. He's one of the subscribers over on YouTube. He submitted a video, and I haven't gotten a chance to go over it. I'm gonna do the video on it this weekend, and then that'll come out next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe Tuesday. I don't know. We'll see. I've also got that live video that needs to come out. Maybe I'll release that one. I don't know. I'm probably gonna say that one for next week too, because I really like releasing videos during the week more than on the weekend.
Right. Yeah.
So I've got hopefully. See, part of the challenge for me has been getting like ahead of when they need to be released, and so like any little hiccup or whatever causes them not to come out on time right now. What I'm trying to do is get to the point where I've got videos lined up and scheduled to be uploaded, so that if there's a hiccup, it's like a hiccup that doesn't actually affect anything for 2 days out, so I can fix it before it becomes an issue. Right now, like if I have a random video that takes 11 hours to render for some odd reason, then like the video doesn't come out that day. Whereas if I was like 2 or 3 days ahead on my videos, or ideally like a week ahead on my videos, that wouldn't have, nobody would have even known that happened. That would have been transparent.
Right, it makes sense. I'm sure it'll all come with practice, and once you it's kind of like economies of scale. Once you do it more, the time goes down and investments and stuff like that. So it'll get better and better.
Yeah. But yeah, so far, I mean, at this level, what I've discovered is that mostly what I suspected, which is you just kind of play tight, play your hands for value. That's sort of where most of your money comes from. And then, people will kind of lose their mind sometimes. So a lot of money actually comes from that happening occasionally. And then I'm just going to check this back. I don't really expect to get called by that much worse.
So what was your
On the left here.
original investment on this Zero to Hero thing? What did you start off at?
I started out with, I deposited 100. Well, I guess 112 because like there's a $12 Western Union fee, but Carbon reimburses that, and
Right.
so I ended up starting out with $112 total. I've got some more, like, I don't know if it's bonus money or what it is, but it's like money that I can't deposit or can't withdraw. So I'm not exactly sure what that money is, but yeah, I've got that too. Let me, I'll go ahead and pull up my cashier right now so I can just take a quick look. I know I did it at the end of one of my recent videos. I don't know if that one's actually gone up yet. I'll go ahead and hit cashier, and let me get that off the screen.
So out of $100, you're up $15 in a week. So you go up 15% every week.
Well, I mean, next week that same $15 wouldn't be 15%, but
Right. Well, I mean, theoretically, as you get more and more money, you're going to go up more. You're going to make more and more money on your returns.
That's the idea. We'll see if that actually happens. So yeah, it's kind of yeah, it's better to look at this at the end because right now it's saying I have $120.61 available for withdrawal. That's because I have like over $8 on the tables.
Right.
So yeah, it's better to kind of review this at the end. So we'll do that towards the end of the show.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. Where are we? Let me see here. All right, one thing I did want to. So what just happened? This guy limp re-raised. I mean, I'm getting almost 5-1, like 4-1 on this, so I'm gonna call. But unless I really hit well, I'm not gonna continue on this hand on the right. Let me pull up.
That is not what I would call a definition of hitting well, but
no.
It's kind of the opposite. But anyway, you've been following the news of the last week. Apparently, one more quarter of a retracting economy in the U.S. is back in another recession. So that's going on. That's kind of great. So more and more people, as they get unemployed, can turn towards poker, for their living, being professional online poker players. So your business may go up, actually.
That's good.
It's kind of like
I'm not sure really what my plan with this guy is, but he's been like raising and doing all sorts of stuff. So I'm just kind of min raising him, trying to kind of irritate him. And I mean, we'll just shove now at this point. But yeah, I don't really know what his deal is. We're just gonna get it in. He's got the Jack King on the Queen High board. Wow, he hit a 4-card straight, but that's not gonna do it. So yeah, we discovered that he doesn't really know what he's doing, and he's just sort of, I don't know, putting chips in the middle, hoping something good will happen. And that's where a lot of our money comes from. So that's kind of cool.
you doing a emoticon?
I was thinking about it, man. I was thinking about it.
Oh man,
I didn't want to do anything. Yeah, most of those aren't very nice.
That one, dude.
That one.
The scary face one.
The surprised.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Oh man, I like this software just for that.
The software for this is really good. So.
Yeah.
For Carbon, I just wish they didn't stop their rakeback program. Unfortunately, I think that a lot of the tables and the online sites are going to be going to a non-rakeback kind of thing. What's the VIP? I haven't really researched this that much, but what's the VIP program they have going on at Carbon?
It's almost essentially like it's the same as rakeback. It's just you get a certain percentage of rakeback. I don't know. I mean, it kind of I don't really get it. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it, but that's okay. So let me look at all right, this is a pretty good description, but I'm going to go ahead and change it to Texas Holdem because I've wanted to do that for a while, and that's just what I'm going to do.
What do you change it to, Texas Holdem?
The game we're playing. Because I've been wanting to do that for a while, and so we're going to do it finally. And I know it probably won't make my numbers go up, but that's okay because I want to expose anybody who's interested in this to it, not just people in Magic the Gathering. So it'll probably take a hit for a little bit, but I also have like 96 followers on here, so I mean, I figure like there's a decent enough crowd that knows that I'm going to be on that it's not too big a deal. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes and decide from there.
Aces again on table 1.
Yeah. Those work out pretty well. I think I've made the most money with aces. Let me.
That's good. It's a good plan.
Yeah, it works out fine. There we go. If I refresh, it shows that we're winning, which is nice. Yeah, can't really call here with the fives. Gotta let that go. Yeah, I've also I've been putting a website together, and right now it's pretty basic. It's just kind of like a blog. There's a forum on there for people to introduce themselves. But I hope my vision, I guess, is that it becomes sort of an area that people can get it together and talk about hands in like a more a slightly like less formal setting, or not less formal, but less intimidating setting than like 2+2 is. I'm just gonna go bet here. I'm just gonna bet like 2/3, 2/3, 2/3, and if I get raised, I may have to do something else. But I think he's got like ace jack, ace 10 a lot here. So we can just go bet for value. I'm still going to just go 2/3. Actually, at the end, maybe I'll go half pot. A little bit over half pot. That way it's like not too huge a bet. He's got good odds to call. Okay, he had ace king also. So I was hoping he had ace jack there. Ace queen, I think, raises at some point. You know, ace jack, ace 10 was the range I had him on. 2 pair, I think, has to raise at some point. And, you know, that gets into the hand reading thing. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just that hand doesn't really make sense for anything other than, you know, a non-paired, like a non-2-pair ace. Like, if he had 2 pair, I think he would have raised a lot of the time. If he didn't have an ace, I think he folds the turn almost always. So by the river, I kind of have a very good idea of what types of hands I'm looking at. You know, the only thing that I don't think I'm accounting for well is like if he's slow playing a set. But again, I think that a set probably would have raised before the river.
Right. I've had a lot of players that I kind of don't like when I bet like that and people just call. Because for me, it's kind of hard to get a read because I'm just like, oh god, you could just be like slow playing any huge hand. You know, I feel like I've had that happen to me a couple times. Where I bet and they slow played, you know, trips. Or
yeah, but
like
did you bet and then just shove all in?
I don't remember that.
Because I think I've seen you do that. The key is like that river bet. You know, I made half pot, like a little bit over half pot, so that if he shoved all in there, I may have been able to get away from it. Maybe not, but I'd have to look at the numbers exactly. But yeah, I don't. You want to hit up the question in the chat?
Do you always play such low stakes and not try to troll or anything, and not trying to? What's the? I'm not familiar with the thing troll.
It just means he's not trying to be an asshole.
Oh no, this is a. I think that normally the stakes I play are 25-50, no limit. This is a challenge that is a 0 to hero challenge. So started off trying to go from $0 all the way to $10,000 in 1 year. So I just played sit and goes, trying to make the money work up, and just kind of working up the ranks to just. That's what the challenge is. So it's gonna be a bunch of videos posted on YouTube on his website on unexceptionalrounder.com and on YouTube on Exceptional Rounder, and you can check out all the other videos that we have going on.
Yeah, it's pretty. No, the answer is this is not my regular game, but this is what I've been playing lately because to go up through the stakes here, it takes a lot of hands, so I don't really want to play anything other than the challenge right now, just because I need to get the hands in. One of the rules for the challenge is that I play 25,000 hands at each stake, and or at each level, so that takes time, and I don't have unlimited amounts of time. Therefore, it's very helpful to pretty much play this whenever I can. And like right now at 4NL, I only have, I'll probably have like 3,000 hands at the end of this session, which is fine. I mean, it's honestly, I kind of restarted the challenge to go from 100 to 10,000. So let me just, 20. I'll go 24. That's fine. 3 times his bet. Out of position. So, and he's also, I mean, we don't have enough hands to make any kind of real judgment, but he appears to be relatively tight. That's a pretty good flop. I think this hits on the right-hand table where I've got the kings. I think this flop hits his range a fair amount. So I'm just going to go ahead and bet out for value, and hopefully he'll has like ace queen or something and can get it in. He didn't, but that's fine. Yeah, so I need to get quite a few. Oh, sorry, that's going to be loud. I need to get quite a few hands more to hit my 25,000 hand goal. As far as bankroll goal, I'd have to look at my my chart again, but I want to say to move up to 10 no limit, I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was quite 300 or if it was less. Let me take a look real quick. I'm just going to my website and I'm going to pull up the blog post on it. Challenge update 100. Oh wait, no.
Do you watch your own website videos to learn?
No, I do
What
watch
was that
them all.
thing?
I do watch them all like during the editing process, and then I also watch them, after they've been uploaded. Why can't I raise to 16 cents here? I'd have to have typed it in, I guess. That's annoying. I wanted to just make it like 16 cents, but that's okay. I'm just isolating this limper with 9/8 suited. I think it's pretty good because usually we'll hit trips there, and so that'll make it really easy to play at post flop.
That's generally the plan.
Yeah. And this isn't a great, like, I've got a gut shot here. Actually, no, I've got an open-ended straight here. So I've got some value. I don't really want to get raised off of it. But, yeah, let's just go ahead and bet. And then here, I'm going to bet, I'm going to bet into the 7-8-8 board because I want to get a big pot here with trips to win. So I probably will just go bet here. Not really going to slow down. I don't really know what he has. Don't really care. He's probably floating a lot, but he's out of position. So if I check back again or something, he could hit a flush on me or something annoying like that. He insta-checks again. I'm just going to go ahead and jam this. I don't know what he has. If he has like an ace of hearts here, like he could call. So I'm just going to jam all in and we'll see what he can look us up with. And then I hit the straight here, right? That's a straight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
So I'll just bet out, and we'll see what happens. I have a feeling he missed on the left, and I guess I don't know. Sometimes I just jam the river because one of the lessons that I learned early on was something somebody told me once was take every amount you were going to bet on the river. This was like I was getting week to week coaching, and they were like, this week, anytime you would bet the river for value, whatever that amount was, double it. And I was like, even, above the amount of the pot. And they're like, yep, just double it. You will be so surprised what people call with. And, sure enough, I was like, I crushed that week. I mean, I made a lot of money that week. And so I was pretty impressed. I'm going to check back here. This is not the best flop to bet out on. It's very low and connected. And then once he checks, I can go ahead and bet the turn, especially the queen. Easy to rep in my position. And then he checks again.
Just check it down, right?
What's that?
Just check it down, right?
Well, I'm thinking he has like a 5 here, a 5 or like a pair of 7s. That I could maybe get him to fold, but I don't know if I can make him fold 7s here. Jacks, he probably wouldn't have folded jacks. But yeah, that's sort of that hand reading thing. When I say 7s, the fact that he didn't 3-bet, I wasn't really putting him on jacks, honestly. But my feeling was that he had a pair that wasn't a queen. Because, it's just hard for him to hit a queen, right? Like on the turn. And then he checked when the queen hit. So it just doesn't really make that much sense for him to have a queen all the time there. And he flat called instead of raising. So with all that stuff, it just the most likely. And when I say like this is what I put him on, I'm not saying this is what he has. I'm saying that a large percentage of the time he'll probably have a hand like this. And then like some sort of other small percentage of the time he'll have all these other hands. That's sort of what I mean. All right, so I'm going to look at this chart. And
so somebody asked a question. Inevitably, this comes up every Friday when we're playing online poker here. Someone asked, can you explain the legality of this, the pros and cons of online poker and things like that? And just to kind of go over, we kind of go over every Friday, it seems like, but it is legal in the United States, depending on what state you're in. Certain states have banned it, and certain states have that actually written in their state constitution that it is legal. They used to kind of cracked down on online poker with a thing called the Wired Act, which was made in 1974, which was made it illegal to gamble across state lines. The U.S. Supreme Court did rule that is no longer legal at all. That they cannot use that to limit online gambling, not online gambling, but online poker. And then there have been several other like developments within the Supreme Court that have laid down like case law saying that online poker is now legal. And states have written in their constitution. So yes, it is legal. Just look up your particular states' rights. I know Florida is one of them. California is okay. Basically, it's just kind of like research it yourself. But yes, it is legal now in the U.S. The hard part is like they still kind of make it really hard for you to get money on the websites because they're all based overseas. And generally, after the whole thing happened in the U.S. poker kind of scandal, like it's pretty reliable, and a lot of that happened because of the U.S. crackdown on it. So I know Eric has a huge opinion about this kind of stuff. So, or you Rounder does.
Yeah, I mean you pretty much covered it. It's you got to kind of do a little research. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but I feel comfortable. I've said this before. I say this in my get your account set up video. I talk about the legal stuff a little bit. I feel comfortable with it because of my state of residence and because of my understandings of the law and everything else. I feel okay with it. I've never heard anybody say that it's actually illegal to play online poker. The only things that have been made illegal, to my knowledge, are banks transferring funds on and off online poker sites, and some states have pretty much overruled that. But anyway, the link I posted like a while ago is to a post that shows my well, it's titled failure because it's after I stopped trying to go from 0 and I decided to go from 100, and that shows my move up plan. It shows the bankroll that I need to start playing at that level, how many buy-ins that is, and then at what point I would move back down. Because, I'm playing with a relatively aggressive bankroll, a pretty aggressive bankroll. So to do that, you really need to be willing to move down if things don't go well. It's very easy to have a 5 buy-in downswing. That's no big deal. And if that happens, I'll have to move back to 4 no limit until I get back to $190 if you guys are looking at this. So once I get to $190 in my account or 25,000 hands, whichever comes later, then I will move up to 10 no limit. So what my hope and expectation is that my win rate will be high enough that once I have 25,000 hands, I'll be well above $190 and pretty safely into that 10 no limit area. So I'm kind of crippling myself by making the challenge take longer, but I think I will learn more and be able to provide better knowledge to players who are trying to kind of emulate this type of thing and building their bankroll by having a better understanding of the stake, like of that each limit, and then by having like more statistics and like my Holdem manager that I can analyze, that we can go over hands, that I can sort of draw conclusions from. I think that will really help. And really quick, let me go pull this in so you guys can take a look at it. This is what it looks like right here. All right. So bam, there's the chart. That's what it looks like. There's my limits. You can see where to find it. And if you want to look at it more, read the post. You're welcome to. But yeah, that's sort of that's what's going on with the challenge. That feels like 20 minutes to answer that very simple question, but now it's answered, so we're good.
Moving on.
Yes. All right, let's update the session. I don't know how we're doing, but okay, we're doing fine. Yeah. Okay, also, I do not recommend tracking your winnings during the session. I think it's a really bad habit. I do it for entertainment value because I think it's interesting to be able to kind of look and see for people viewing the stream how things are going. I just think it adds a little bit to the entertainment value. But when I play, I don't have Holdem Manager pulled up. I have the stats on the table, which I, again, barely use. You'll notice I really play with a bare minimum HUD. And that's one, to keep things simple during the stream, and two, because I don't buy hand histories. I don't do anything like that. Right now, anyway, I don't. I'm not saying I never would, but for 4NL, I think it's kind of, I don't know if it's really cost effective. Although, if I was gonna, like, if Shark Slayer and I were playing the same level, we could pretty much pay $10 to get like 1 million hand histories, and then share them or something. I don't know if that's illegal or not, but. Here,
once again, it's one of those questionable areas. Sorry,
yeah, I'm just gonna shove all in. I'm out of position. I don't want to fold to a 5-bet. This one, I'm a little too. Oh my god, that's unfortunate. Here, I'll just call because the shoving thing didn't work really well. All right, so we got stacked with queens. That sucks. This guy's playing really aggressively. Like, I don't think I can just put him on aces there. Like, I'll call once here with the queen. I'll probably, unless he bets like huge here, I'll probably call down. And now we've got the spade, so I'll just I'll check call here on the end. And we'll see what he had. Wow, I don't like how either. I'm gonna write those down. Queen times 2. That all happened pretty quickly, and my gut feeling is that I didn't play either of those well. But I'm gonna go back and look at them afterwards, because sometimes even if I make a decision quickly or I didn't think it through completely, it may not necessarily be bad, but because I sort of feel like I rushed it or went through it really quick, I'm not confident about it. So now we're going to be down quite a bit on the session.
Actually, if you look at my Holdem Manager account or whatever, like I looked at all my worst hands and best hands. My worst hand is queen. I lose more money with queen than any other hand, like substantial, like amount more.
Yeah.
It's just like high enough where you can lose, but it's just low enough that you can lose, but it's just high enough that you never want to fold it. You know?
Let's see what that guy had on the right-hand table, by the way. Oh. He had 4-8 suited.
Bold.
So let's make a note on that, unless it already made the note.
He was on the button, though, so that's not too bad. Open, like, I guess you already opened, though, right? He 3-bet you?
Yeah, he 3-bet.
Yeah, so that's pretty aggressive.
But yeah, so the note caddy actually took that note for us. It says 3 bets, 8-4 suited. So yeah, we know that he. So I guess like that's sort of the thing is we've got. All right, let's look at this and see why maybe that was pretty reasonable. All right, this player on the right hand table, 40K checker or whatever cheddar. He is playing 18-14, which are very tight aggressive stats. Now it's 2015. We've got 100 hands on him, so those aren't like 100% accurate, but they're pretty close. Like they're not going to be more than like 5% away from his actual pre-flop stats probably. This other player over on the left hand table has 88 hands, so his stats are probably within I don't know 7 or 8% of each other, like his actual stats. He's playing 54-24. So we kind of can see he's kind of fishy, doesn't really know what he's doing. The guy that was 2015, we end up getting in with queens and his 8-4. Now he wouldn't have called if we shoved, but that's how that happened. And then the other guy ends up showing us aces. When we have queens. So, it may look real bad or whatever, and we were kind of deep. Maybe I could have called there. In fact, let me see what my little chart says. Yeah, it pretty much always says to 4-bet queens. So, that guy's loose. You know, what am I going to do? If I 4-bet and then he shoves over the top, the guy's 54-24. Am I folding? Like, probably not. I mean, like, it's just, might as well shove all in and make our hand look more like ace-king. That's kind of how I see those hands a lot, is like, if I shove in, my hand looks a little bit more like ace-king. So, yeah, that's just what I do.
Now, you tell me this all the time, and this may be a totally different circumstance, but I'm just going to bring it up. That way I can say I told you so, or whatever. But by shoving all in there, what are you expecting him to call you with? You know, like, why not just bet? I mean, he's never going to fold there anyway. But, like, what was the purpose of, like, you think he's going to call with jacks all in?
Yeah,
No
I think that sometimes by shoving all in, and I'm just going to flat call with the ace-jack, because he could easily have a better kicker than me. So I want to just kind of play pot control here, and I'll probably just call all 3 streets. He will be able to get all in by the river. He checks here, that's fine. I'm going to check back for pot control. The only thing I'm worried about is a spade, but that's not really a huge concern. He checks here. I can go ahead and bet. You know, I don't know what he can call with. He could have like 10s or jacks or something, or 10s or queen. Maybe, I don't know. He could 9s. There you go. So 10s, 9s. We were right on the money pretty much with that read. He had an underpair. Underpairs are actually really easy to read sometimes. So we end up getting a little bit of extra value there out of him, which is good.
So, back to my original question. Like, by going all in, what were you expecting him to call you? Like, what was the goal there?
Well,
now, I'm not trying to call you out.
No, it's good. No, I mean, I'm not sure that it was the perfect play. Okay, so I guess my question is do you think that we are going to fold if we 4-bet and he shoves?
No.
Okay.
But, well, it's a possibility. I mean, it's a possibility, but the thing is like, what if you would have called? You know, now you could have gotten away with it on the flop. You know,
right.
You don't need to put yourself in this. You don't need to put yourself in the situation of losing.
But okay, let's say we call and then we flop an overpair. Are we ever folding?
Okay. Let's say you call, right? Okay, and basically what I'm saying is, you go all in. He's not going to call you with jacks.
I think a lot of times when players see that, they immediately put you on ace king, and they'll call with any pair sometimes. Like I would not be blown away to get called with a pair of 6s there. That wouldn't surprise me that much. I've seen that a lot. Because when somebody shoves all in, they're representing ace-king. And 6s are ahead of ace-king, and there's money in the pot. So if he's like, you know what, this guy has ace-king usually, he calls.
Not that far. They're not that far ahead of ace-king. It's pretty much a quarter flip.
Right, but there's money in the pot already. So with the money in the pot and the pot odds they're getting to call, it's a very easy call if they know you have ace-king. Now, they don't always know you have ace-king, but a lot of players will be like, oh, this is ace-king, I've got 6s, I'm ahead. And it doesn't matter how far you're ahead. As long as you're a little bit ahead, you should call.
Okay. All
so,
right.
I mean,
it's
it's
a reason
not...
behind it.
What's that?
All right. I mean, that makes sense. So.
But that doesn't mean that it's the best play. Like, there could definitely be other things to do there. And that's why I said I'll go back and look at the hand. You know, like, let's see what this guy's 3-bet percentage is. Yeah, I mean, his 3-bet percentage is only 3.8%. So realistically, I mean, we probably could have just flat called with queens and kind of played them for set value. But that's because he has a really low 3-bet percentage. We don't really have enough hands to know if that's accurate, but you know, we were both deep. It was kind of a big shove, so that's why I didn't really like it, is because we were playing deep. But it's, you know, it's probably not a huge mistake or a hugely profitable play one way or the other. There might have been some more profitable ways to play it. Like, I think calling might have been better there. So, I don't know.
Okay.
We'll look at it after. But somehow we're only down $1.40, which is nice.
It's because you doubled up on the table on the right here.
Oh yeah, how did I do that? Oh, with
I don't
those
know.
aces.
Yeah. Well, that guy was only like $2 deep, so
Yeah,
with the aces, so
something else happened.
stealing the blinds.
Yeah, the biggest pot I've
I think the biggest pot was those aces, but
yeah, it was. Yeah, so my biggest loss was $4.75. My biggest win has been $2.07.
I don't know if anyone. I'm not a genius or like a mathematician, but the object of poker is to make your winnings more than your losses. If you can do that, you'll always be a winner. That's the only advice.
Astute
I'm gonna give.
observation.
Yeah, it's why I get paid the big bucks. I'm going to NBC coming up after my debut on Twitch.
So what else? Oh, so let me talk about this this live tournament I played last night a little bit. So okay, first of all, it was like it's a membership thing. So you like buy this membership or whatever, and then you can like enter these tournaments, and they're like they're cheap tournaments. It's not like cash prizes, like gift card prizes and stuff. And right now though, they're doing this like huge. I had no idea this happened, but they're doing this series that is like 24 tournaments. They're all free to enter, and they give you food, which is sweet. All right, so 24 tournaments, and there's like a point system. The number 1 player through number 8 player gets a certain amount of points. All right, this is kind of like the free step sit and goes. All right, this is a similar situation. All right, so you play these 24 tournaments or however many you want. If you are one of the people with like the top 9 people, you get a seat at this other sit and go. All right, so you play 24. They're not sit and goes. They're 24 like 30 to 50 person tournaments. If you earn enough points to be in the top 9 people throughout the 24 tournaments, you go to the final table. The winner in that final table of this free, like membership-based tournament gets a fully paid trip to the World Series of Poker in Vegas this year.
Define fully paid.
They pay for your flight and your
habits.
entry.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's $10,000, right?
Yes.
I'm in.
So
That's kind of like how what's his Moneymaker got into it.
well, yeah, except he paid $40 for a sit and go handle. So this is like I've got 24 tournaments to play, and then, whoops, darn it.
So
Oh well. Yeah, so as long as I get do all right. I played one last night. I didn't win, but it was fine. I played fine. I didn't final table it. So as long as I play all 24 of these, I feel like I should do all right. The play I saw wasn't particularly strong. There were some guys that kind of that knew the general idea of like, oh, you should play tight. And then there were some guys that were doing some really wacky stuff, which I liked. I saw a guy call like a full pot bet late in the tournament with like 6-2 suited on the flop with like 1 diamond. He had like one of the suits, and he ended up calling. He may have had a deuce also. I'm not sure. But yeah, he ended up calling, turning like another diamond, calling like another bet, and then like hitting the flush. The other guy was really upset, but it's a free tournament. I don't know what he was expecting. Like if he was like, I try not to talk at all during like live tournaments because I usually it's just entertaining for me. So I don't really talk to people much, but I guess I was thinking, do you really want to be only playing against really awesome players? Is that your goal? And he's like, well, that's just bad. Like, why the hell, why would you play it that way? That's so terrible. It's like, well, yeah, it's a free tournament. Some people are going to be terrible. That's the goal, right? That's the whole point. You can't hope everyone's terrible. Well, okay, so it seems like a lot of times when people are playing poker, they think it's unacceptable to play poorly. which to me means that you're literally sitting there hoping not to make any money. Right? Because like if everyone else is playing the same way you think that you should play, like no one's going to make any money. And that doesn't seem all that profitable.
Making money does not seem profitable. I'm not, like I said, I'm a mathematician or anything, but it sounds unprofitable.
Let's see if we can get our aces in versus his queens or something this time.
That would be nice. That generally is the goal. Except they're not as deep.
Yeah.
Please tell me he has a pair of sevens.
Yeah, I'm just going to check back this river. I'm going to check call. This is not a great flop. He could have a set here. He could have spades. He could have sevens. Yeah, he had spades. One more spade would have been cool. But you see how like I kind of pot controlled that? You know, I didn't just go like crazy, because it really wasn't adding up for him. It was just easy to kind of tell like he's probably got a hand that he likes here. You know, he's got a hand with some value. So let me look at let me take a second here and look at the other tables that we could potentially bring up, because these tables are kind of crappy. All right, so wow. Can we get on this table? Boom. Done. All right, I like this. Let me fold. Let me get off of this table. This table's junk.
What's the VPIP on this new table?
It is 41%.
Nice.
I want 16 cents. Ah! All right, you know what? We'll just bet 18 cents. I don't know why it doesn't let me raise to 16 cents ever. And we'll just make a standard C bet into this pot. Yeah, the ace-aces haven't really been doing much, but yeah, I mean, getting them a lot is half the battle. The other half of the battle is having, someone else get queens or kings when you have ace-ace or ace-king.
Yeah. It's frustrating when, like, your biggest losses are with your best hands because people just keep, having just a little bit better hands than you or hitting hand than the flop.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay, though. All right, so this table, wow, I don't know. The players per flop was big on this table, but the VPIP doesn't look like it is. Let me see if we can jump. All right, so on the left table, like we've got a 29 VP, 12 pre-flop. We've got what looks like could be tight players to at least one tight player to our left. And then the kind of, I don't know if he's that fishy. He hasn't really gotten out of line, but this player across from us who has a pretty big stack and is playing pretty loose. This table is actually probably pretty profitable, realistically. So I'm going to stay on this one. There are some other tables that look like they've got potential, but oh, that's loud. But we'll see what happens.
So where is everybody from in the chat? I know last time we get people from all over like the world, Canada, a couple of people from Australia was one guy was from. So somebody asked what client is that? It's a poker manager.
No, it's not. It's Holdem Manager, and
Holdem Manager.
The client is Carbon Poker. It's actually on the table if you look closely, and then the HUD is Holdem Manager. So actually, what I want to do, I couldn't find it. If anyone knows how to do it with Carbon Poker, let me know, or shoot me a message or whatever. But I wanted to change the table. Like I know on some clients, like even Bovada, I think I could probably figure it out. Like find their picture files, and then be able to change like the table overlay. I don't know if there's like a custom option or anything, but Actually, there may be personalized tables. Let me look at this.
I'm sure you can just look it up on personalized table on Google for Carbon, and probably
Yeah,
somebody's
it's
posted
possible.
something on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I know you can't change the table. I mean, but I just don't know if you can change it to whatever you want.
Ooh, that's nice. That dark red right there. We'll just keep it the same.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was wondering, like, yeah, I was kind of expecting to be able to go into the files and find the like the JPEGs or the PNGs or find the actual picture files, and then I could just take the one that was the background, switch it out, like drag it into, put it in Photoshop and make it my own thing. And what I wanted to do was have it, say on Exceptional Rounder, but then also have my HUD layout and any other like information that gets asked all the time. Be like, I would clearly write, Carbon Poker using Holdem Manager with the HUD layout. Boom, I'm on Exceptional Rounder type of thing.
Right. Yeah.
How
So
many
we got
hands
people
is
from-
that over? iPone trade.
And are you a
Stock trader?
trader? A stock trader? This is pretty interesting. So Croatia, Sweden, and New Jersey.
Sweet. Good spread.
That's a good spread.
I wish we could translate better. Actually, I went to Sweden in what, in 6th grade? When I was like I don't know, 13 or something. 12, 13. I went to Sweden to play in a hockey tournament there. And we actually won.
Ass
And
kicked?
we
Really?
What's that?
I was just like, did you get your ass kicked?
No, we won the whole tournament. It was the first time in like 26 years a team from the US had won. It was called the Mecca Cup.
Oh wow. There you go.
It's a big deal.
So,
big deal.
what happened to your NHL career? Blew out your knee? Became a banker? Like the Mighty Ducks coach?
Yeah, exactly. If you ever want a shot, give me a call. Yeah, okay. That's really good. That's definitely sweet that you're winning, but that's a pretty small hand sample. So hopefully you can keep it. I wouldn't expect you to be able to, like, don't get discouraged if that starts to tick down a little bit, but yeah, that's sweet. That probably means you're doing something right. I would say don't take it too seriously until you have like 10,000 hands, but it's definitely a good start. It's a lot better starting up 22.5 than starting down to 22.5. That'll help your confidence out, so you should play better. Yeah, I'm not gonna raise this guy's big blind, and also got a couple players that left, and this table is kind of. I still have this really like poor player to my right, so I definitely want to stay at this. I'll play this guy heads up. He's literally limping half the hands he plays. And then this guy 3 bets. Ooh.